Today's story is set in the South Norfolk village of Geldeston, but it begins back in the 18th century with the death, presumably execution, of a wicked felon.
Here's a little map just to show you where we are today for this story, and these are the grounds of Geldeston Hall in South Norfolk, just a few hundred yards away from the River Waveney. Today the hall, which is still in private ownership, is the home to numerous equestrian events including show jumping and cross-country. The cross-country course also includes a water jump, where the horses basically race through a small pond. And it's this pond that's the focus of our attention today, because back in the first half of the 19th century, about 200 years ago, this pond was known as a horse pond, where local farm labourers would take their horses both to drink and to wash them down. We've also got a little Google map to show you a little bit more clearly where the horse pond is today, as we're unable to walk there. Now, at the time of this story, the pond periodically flooded, so the parish council arranged for it to be dug out and deepened. To the farm labourers' horror, their diggings uncovered a human skeleton that had been buried by several feet of mud. But this was no ordinary skeleton, because a large piece of millstone had been chained around its neck. Some of the older members of the village recall that many years earlier, in the latter half of the 18th century, there had been a quote-unquote wicked felon who had either died, been killed or executed, who was to be buried at a nearby crossroads, but instead was laid to rest in the pond, chained to a millstone to ensure he wouldn't walk after death. The then rector of Geldeston, in other words the local parson, agreed that the millstone should be removed and the skeleton be buried on the north side of the churchyard. The north side, also known as the Devil's Side, was a place where traditionally only evildoers, the excommunicated and the unbaptized would be buried. Very often this part of the church was not even consecrated. However, in modern times this tradition has been abandoned, and now all parts of a parish churchyard are treated equally. So no shame if you're buried on the north side these days. But now back to our newly buried wicked felon. No sooner had the skeleton been laid beneath the soil than its ghost began to walk every night, haunting the fields between the churchyard and the old horse pond. Not everyone could see the ghost rattling its chains. This apparently continued for many years, but eventually, as often happens with older ghost stories, the haunting gradually faded away to become just another rural folklore memory. Annoyingly, further details about the background of this story are unavailable. Who was this wicked villain? What had he done, and why was he to be buried at the crossroads? This, incidentally, is usually the fate of suicides in England until well into the 19th century. The fact he was described as a wicked felon rather than just a suicide suggests he may have been a highwayman or a murderer who had committed suicide rather than be captured and taken alive for its crimes. But we'll never know. Until next time then, stay well, stay weird.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button, drop a comment below, and support us by hitting that subscribe button. For more weird tales, visit our website www.urbanfantasies.com. Until next time, stay well, stay weird.